more in the center that way.
It doesn't matter. Just be. We're going to be like this. We have two cameras, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Samadhi. Today is Saturday, June 16, 2018, and we are at our favorite place of all, the wetlands. We love this place, but we're just not out here as often as we'd like lately. And we are live, and we're also doing the video for YouTube, so you'll probably see us going up and down a little bit, okay? So here's the Daily Word with Michael.
Thank you everyone for joining us, our Facebook Live community and our YouTube community. Our soul family, most above all, wherever you're at, whenever you're listening to this, it's just great to be in the presence of that awareness together as one, as we remember our truth, and remember not only to remember our truth, but to live our truth. So thank you everyone for joining us. We're so excited to bring the word for today, which our beautiful family here is present with us, playing in the park, and we are doing the video. So thank you everyone. Blessings Manuel, thank you. So what good is it to talk about spirit, to talk about awareness, to talk about awakening, if we don't practice it? So if you all can join us in connecting to this present moment, in taking a deep breath of awareness, of aliveness, and feel that liveness within you. Just align with it. And exhale everything that is distracting you, confusing you, separating you from that alignment that you always are in. Just feel the breath for a moment. Be grateful for that breath. Be grateful for this moment. And let's just be for a moment. And let's surrender to this moment completely, fully. Let's let go. Deep breath in. And all as one, ready to receive. And the word for today is, which we already know, awaken, awaken. I choose to awaken to divine possibilities. I choose to awaken to divine possibilities. It's a choice. Every day I have decisions to make. Will I just open my eyes, or will I open my soul and truly awaken to the gifts this day holds? I can choose to simply exist, or I can awaken to divine possibility and completely transform my life experience. I want to repeat that one again. Every day I have decisions to make. Will I just open my eyes, or will I open my soul and truly awaken to the gifts this day holds? I can choose to simply exist, or I can awaken to divine possibility and completely transform my life experience. When he reached enlightenment, the Buddha was asked if he was a god or a man. He answered, I am awake. They found an animal. When he reached enlightenment, the Buddha was asked if he was a god or a man. He answered, I am awake. Like the Buddha, instead of focusing on labels of humanity, and that's what we put on even before we even read it. Wow. Like the Buddha, instead of focusing on labels of humanity or divinity, I focus on awakening to the lesson every situation teaches. I view the world through the eyes of Source and embrace the oneness that exists in all things. In challenges, I see practical solutions. I choose to awaken. And this is in Romans 13:11. Romans 13:11 says, besides this, you know what time it is, how it is now the moment for you to wake from sleep. I'm going to repeat that. Besides this, you know what time it is, how it is now the moment for you to awake from sleep. And what is Paul telling us there? That we're asleep. And what are we asleep to? We're asleep to our genuine, authentic isness, aliveness, beingness. And the reason why I had wrote that intro to the video today is, coming from personal experience, I was looking for awakeness, enlightenment in reading and studying and in memorizing. And the one thing that I realized is, awakening is a child. Yes, Mama?
There's a gopher in there.
I know there's a gopher, I seen it. Go look at it. Just don't get too close to it, okay? So just like a child sees with wonder and curiosity a gopher, that's being awake to the moment. They're living the moment. They're appreciating the fullness of that moment. Their imagination is running wild about that gopher, about where does it live? What does it do? Does it have a kitchen? Does it have a bathroom? What does it have? They're wondering what that gopher's life is. That wonder, that curiosity awakens us to a deeper dimension of awareness. Instead of just, oh, it's a gopher. That's just an example of awakening. So like I was saying, that when I was looking for awakening different concepts and ideas, that just goes deeper into the brain. That just gets deeper. It feeds the ego to be more smarter, to be more convincing, to be more manipulative, when really it's simple. And the simplicity of my experience of awakeness is, are you awake to this moment? Are you allowing your perceptions, your judgments, your concepts to override your life? And when you allow those to override your life, you're not truly living. You're just existing. You're reacting to what you've been programmed to believe that you are. But the more you let go, the more that you surrender to the present moment, the more the moment teaches you. The more the moment becomes alive within you, and you can learn in the simplest of experiences. Instead of being so educated, you lose the simplicity of the profundity of life. In a nutshell. So this is Romans 13:11. 13:11 says in the Message, it says, but make sure that you don't get so absorbed and exhausted and in taking care of all your day-by-day obligations that you lose track of the time and doze off, oblivious to God. I'm going to keep reading. The night is about over, dawn is about to break. Be up and awake to what God is doing. God is putting the finishing touches on the salvation work God began when we first believed. We can't afford to waste a minute. Must not squander these precious daylight hours in frivolity and indulgence, in sleeping around and dissipation, in bickering and grabbing everything in sight. Get out of bed and get dressed. Don't loiter and linger, waiting until the very last minute. Dress yourselves in Christ, in spirit, in consciousness, in awareness, and be up and about. So the reason why I decided to keep reading is because I didn't know what this was going to say, because I don't memorize it. But my point is, what we just read is that what we were just saying, that Spirit was guiding me to say, is don't get so busy in the noise of life, which if you have obligations and responsibilities, keep your responsibilities, keep your obligations. But don't get so hypnotized by those activities that you lose faith and you lose alignment and in touchness with you, the very facet of your being, the very truth of your nature, the very genuineness of who you are. And what you do will shine through in doing, in being, in your doing. When you align more to being, the very essence of you doing will be more being than doing, and people will feel you. People will wonder what it is about you, will be curious about why they have this presence that they feel about you. They don't know what they're feeling, but you're teaching them in your example of being without even saying a word. So that is awake. Awake to the truth of your being, not with information, not with ego construct, distractions, and noise. Because even just looking at a tree, I mean, this is one of our favorite trees. We lay down on the floor and we look at these branches of the trees, and it looks like this unfoldment of neural pathways of the brain of the tree, and it's like the tree teaches us. But then again, I'm getting into ego construct because I'm explaining something that you have to experience for yourself. And that's exactly what I was getting at, what Spirit was leading me to. That we can talk about it all day, but are you experiencing it? Are you letting go? Are you surrendering so it can teach you, so it can remind you, which is you reminding yourself? You is all around you waiting to remind you of your truth. But are you so stuck in a book that you're not experiencing? Are you so stuck in metaphors and quotes and ideas and concepts that your brain is in control instead of your heart being your guide? So basically that's the message that we have for today is if you need guidance, we serve as guidance in this physical realm, but the guidance that we bless and offer to humanity is not to teach you about us, but to remind you of who you are and to take you deeper within yourself so you can experience the profundity of life without all the headaches and the injuries that this life gives you. That really, they're just lessons. They're making you stronger. But if you don't take the time to just detach from that personalization and just observe and open up your mind, open up your heart, which is your heart is always open, but open up your mind so your heart that's open may communicate and integrate and interface with you, that soul being, that spiritual nature that is always doing its best to unfold. So that's the message for today. Ali, did you desire to share anything?
He wants to know if I desire to share anything. After that, what can I really say? Michael just about said it all. My humble opinion on Awaken is just what I've experienced, and when I can go to the reference point of before and after awakening, because we're not fully there, we're always learning, and we're always experiencing
Always remember.
Moments that help us even more and more with that mind. All I can tell you is that if you're out there and you're hurting, if you are a victim of circumstances of yourself, if you struggle and are challenged by any type of depression, anxiety, fear, etc., just know that once you open up that mind and allow, I don't even know if the word is allow, but just to be able to see clear through eyes of love, unconditional love, transform the words that you say to yourself, and that'll help you awaken to the newer and more awakened self. Because we always say to ourselves, why does this happen to me? But instead, like we said yesterday, an attitude of gratitude. If you start being thankful for things that you do have, it'll bring you out of that dark place in your mind into that place of more, less heaviness on your heart, and to be able to wake up. Because the reason why we don't wake up, the reason why, like Michael says, you go through the day, you just read, for people who are looking to get a better sense of what God is or what the world is or who are we anyway, why are we here? All those questions that you've had in the past and you're not sure how to answer them, don't look for in a book. look in here. Just spend some time, some quiet time with yourself and reflect, and then it'll just happen. Just be.
Even as you breathe, when you breathe, you awaken to a deeper truth because you detach from being stuck or believing that you're stuck. Because the brain, just like the galaxy and the universe is so infinite, the brain is infinite. You can get lost in yourself. Trust me. You can get so lost in yourself thinking you have found yourself, but it's really the brain convincing you, because it's so convincing. It can give you an idea and make you think that idea is true. I mean, a lot of people are meditating on depression. A lot of people are meditating on anxiety. A lot of people are meditating on anger. A lot of people are meditating on worthlessness, that you feel the truth of you being worthless. Think about what I just said, because that is being so awake to the sleepiness of depression. Wake up from that, because that's not who you are. Wake up. Take a breath and detach from that belief of what you think you are. That way you can realize the truth of who you are, and that genuine you will shine forth, will illuminate forth, will words don't.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just be.
And there I said too much. I've said too much, because it's the less that you say, the more that you align with. So
Thank you.
align with that. And sign up for our classes, subscribe to our videos, and get the latest and greatest, but sign up for our classes. This is the thing. Especially today is the word awake. If you feel like you're asleep, and I'm going to say it because it's just no judgment, but if you're in a spiritual school but you feel more lost, you feel more confused, it's not you that's confusing you. It's the idea that you're trying to find yourself in something external that's confusing you. And we are going to assist you in coming back home so that you can awaken you. We don't awaken no one. We just remind them that they're already awake. It's just surrender to that. Remember that. You don't need to learn anything. There's nothing here to learn. There's only remembering who you are. But in order to remember who you are, you need to face those truths that you convince yourself are truth, to realize that they are illusions that you've created. Because if you don't face them, you'll never see the illusion. You'll see them as truths, ignoring them, but they manifest in every part of your reality. So stop playing the victim. Take mastery over your life. Take responsibility over your life, and wake up. Wake up. Thank you, everyone. Blessings to you all.